I was gone for a little bit, but I'm back just in time to talk about the Return of the Dragons. I'm Professorvoqas, and this is Harry Potter, Wizards Unite.
Hello, Professor. I didn't see you there.
For those of you that don't know, I am a massively avid board gamer, like strategy board games and stuff. Some of the ones you saw me clear off in the intro were from about a week-long event that I just got back from a couple days ago. But a 5-day board gaming event that I help organize every year. So this was our 18th year. Anyway, we finally missed last year, weren't able to do it in person, and this year we're able to do it in person. So during that time, I really wasn't able to put any videos out, really didn't open the game too much. Ended up not really playing during the Portkey event, the 1920s Portkey event. Somewhat of a boycott, trying to join and show sympathy toward my Android users that don't have Adventure Sync. And then also just the practical of I really wasn't going to be able to anyway. I wasn't going to be moving around much. So it kind of all worked out. We are, of course, currently in the middle of a brilliant event, and I've made my way a little bit through it. But honestly, I'm still trying to get my last couple omnoculars, although I do have 4 potions ready going into step 2. And I've caught a bunch of stuff, so I definitely have that family experience built up for the brilliant so I can get those rune stones. Generally in these events, it seems like I'm always getting them done on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, today being a Friday. And truth be told, I really was going to try to actually get a video out, probably a vlog of me doing this event, but it's really been raining the last couple days, and today's a pretty nice day, but I knew I wanted to put this video out today since we had the event coming up, and all the information about the dragons and then the adversary, kind of a combo event really. So without further ado, let's talk about the dragons event. It's going to happen September 27th through September 30th, 11 a.m. Pacific time to 11 a.m. Pacific time. That's a Monday through a Thursday, so Monday 11 a.m. to Thursday 11 a.m., which gives us, I say 4 days, but really it's 3 days when you look at the actual amount of time. And it's kind of an all-around dragon event because as opposed to the last time we did a dragon event, which was just the dragons, the foundables on those particular pages, by which I mean these pages, and out of these 3 that has the Chinese fireball, which you can see right here, and then is that the Antipodean oboli? Yeah, the Antipodean oboli. And then down here on these 4, the Welsh green, and then lastly the Peruvian viper tooth, which I see the Peruvian viper tooth around me all the time. Like that's one that can, not during events, it will still appear for me. Enough that I've definitely green starred that multiple times. And you can see both pages, I'm only bronze because I really didn't go hard at that last time. I didn't go hard at this very much last time. This time I'm really just hoping to make it to the next step. You can see I'm 0 out of 20 on the eggs on this page. And then on this page I'm, 9 out of 20 and 13 out of 20. So I'm a little bit way through. It's going to require me to walk a lot of eggs, a lot of Portkeys to get those egg fragments. So we'll see if I even go, because that is a lot of walking for sure, if I don't use silver keys, which I'll probably use some of my silver keys, but I really am not looking at purchasing anymore or anything. It would be just using what I have. I'm sure I'll see enough of the dragons, but let's talk about the event itself, just everything involved with it. Because as I said, this is a little bit different. Last time we just had the dragons and those dragon eggs, and then we kind of went from there. This one, it's actually thrown an adversary in as well, which I'm on the page right now. It's the ancient Hungarian Horntail. You can see I'm only bronze on this page as well. So I look forward to seeing this as well. And again, really, whenever these events come up, I don't try to go too far too fast. All I'm really looking to accomplish is to make it to silver, essentially, just the next level, which you can see I still need about 9 fragments of the Horntail, so that's at least 9, but I need like 30 fragments of the broom and stuff, so I'm not sure. RNG might not be good to me, and I may not fight enough of these to just get all those fragments to make it to silver, but I do have a secondary reason that I want to go ahead and get a lot more ancient Hungarian Horntails down. That's really just to get the defense against the dark arts book. I've jumped over here to my combat training, advanced adversarial combat training, to show you why. If you look right here in the lower half here on the part of the tree here that gets to lethal adversaries, like I've unlocked the first one, the think fast, it's just accuracy, and then the second one, which is accuracy against for lethal, and then the third one, it's a bigger boost. It's plus 20%, which would get me up to 45, and I have all the other stuff. I need 200 defense against dark arts books. I have 162 on me, so I'm just hoping to get to 200 to unlock this, because if rumors are to be believed, we will get our first lethal adversary in October, probably a Halloween event. I'm not sure. Again, I haven't seen anything come out specifically that says for sure. It's supposed to be, I believe, Barty Crouch Jr. is who is supposed to be. So we'll have to see if that happens, but it is about time for me to start advancing this regardless. When lethals come out, we'll see how bad that accuracy is affected by them, if I do need to get to the full level to even have a chance, or if getting up to 45 at least affords me some chance at getting through it without using too many potions. So in addition to the increased Ancient Hungarian Horntail, which I would hope it is going to be increased, that we will see more adversaries, and those adversaries will mostly be the Hungarian Horntail. I'm sure there'll be others as well. I hope when people use edible dark marks that it produces more Ancient Hungarian Horntails to an extent where you're not having to use a bunch of them, that they really should be increased so that you're most likely to see them. I would hope. I'm not holding my breath on that one. As you can see here, 6 different foundables are going to be increased. The Baby Norwegian Ridgeback, because since it is a dragon, it's not specifically on the oddities page there, it's on a different page, but those will be increased. The 4 dragons I already talked about, the main ones, and then dragon eggs themselves are supposed to be increased as well. Not to be confused with the dragon egg fragments, this dragon egg is in Care of Magical Creatures. It's on the Forbidden Forest page. It's its own foundable, which it is an image. I think I'd have that page on gold, but I haven't actually placed that image on gold, but I think I'm a couple fragments away. So I am hoping to grab a couple of these and at least be able to finally green star that on the green page. It'll get me a decent amount of resources anyway, if nothing else, or I can just save the image and let it be glimmering. As for the dragon egg fragments themselves, as I talked about before, and you can kind of see it in this graphic right here, there's going to be 4 different types of port keys, and the colors kind of match what you're getting, so you can tell when you pick up a portmanteau when you unlock it which dragon egg fragment you're going to get. It is a guaranteed fragment, so when you get them, you know you got it. So if you really need that Welsh green egg, you can pick up all the green port keys from, as you can see in the picture here, that green portmanteau. You can pick a bunch of them up and then you'll get that. And it may take you a while because you'll see the other ones appearing, so you might have to walk to new areas to get those greens to appear, but eventually you could fill up on those green port keys if you want, the portmanteau, as well as any of the other ones, whatever you're wanting, whether it be a spread or you're going after something specific. But as I said, it does take a lot of fragments. I have a ton to go, so I'm not sure if I'm going to walk that many port keys, but I'll probably put a dent in it in some fashion throughout this event. Another thing they've done for events like this before, and you can see it right here, the Master Notes will reduce the brew time by 25% of these 4 potions you see, which is the Extimulo, the Strong Extimulo, the Potent Extimulo, and the Witch Sharpening, which essentially are useful versus adversaries. At least that's where I use these potions. So it'll be nice to be able to brew them a little bit faster during the event. I'm hoping I'll be stocked up on these ingredients. That's actually my plan for the next couple days, is to stock up on a lot of the ingredients I need for these, so that when it gets to the day, I can just be pumping those potions out a little bit faster. Fortresses will not be left out of this. If you look right here, you can just see it. It's a guaranteed fortress foundable fragment from Dark Chambers. And it is Hagrid's Hut. It has to be Dark 1 or higher, so Dark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you go into those, no matter what runestone you use, it doesn't matter, you're going to get a Hagrid's Hut. That's just going to be an extra fragment they throw at you. Now, in addition to that, the runestone that you're actually using in that Dark Chamber will guarantee you a family fragment from that runestone. So if you use an Oddities runestone, you're going to get one of the Oddities Fortress fragments if you're actually Forest Chamber 4 or higher. But since we were talking about the Dark Chamber being guaranteed, if you're doing Forest Chamber 4 or higher and you want the Hagrid's Hut, you might as well go ahead and bump up to Dark 1 if you're able to, and do Dark 1 at least, because you're going to get that guaranteed Hagrid's Hut, and you're going to get whatever guaranteed fragment, something in that family. Now, it doesn't guarantee what you're going to get, so in Oddities, it can be a couple different things, and like Legends of Hogwarts, I think it can be 6 different things. So you're not guaranteed which one it's going to be, but you're going to get something. You don't have to worry about not getting stuff. So ideally, if you do a Dark 1, with a runestone, you're going to get a challenge fragment, you're going to get a family fragment, who knows what that could be, and you're going to get a Hagrid's Hut every time you're running those, which is nice. You're also going to get spell energy rewarded, you're going to get bonus challenge experience, and you're going to get bonus wizarding experience. Don't forget wizarding experience, Barufios will double that. So if you're getting bonus, you're going to get double anyway. From the chambers, you're going to get a lot more wizarding experience, but the challenge experience is usually static. Barufios doesn't affect it, but you are going to get some bonus. The spell energy is nice to get back. Keep in mind, this fortress stuff, although this is all nice, I tend to avoid it, except for reasons that I have to do fortresses. I almost usually don't. I'll have to look. I think Hagrid's Hut I'm actually set on, and then other runestones I'm not worried about getting a guaranteed fragment, because of the randomness, I need specific ones, so it doesn't really help me specifically finish out pages that I need. There are, of course, tasks to go along with this, and that's going to make me go into some fortresses, certainly to complete that, but beyond that, I'm guessing I will end up not doing a lot and really just focusing on the adversaries. So the first thing you can see is to use 2 edible dark marks, and that's going to get you 20 spell energy. One annoying thing, if you look at all the rewards, at least from these tasks here, you'll see you're not rewarded with any edible dark marks, so you're going to have 2 going into this event that you've either gotten previously, or it forces you to go to Diagon Alley and actually purchase some with gold. Now gold, of course, you can get some gold every day for free, so hopefully if you have enough gold built up, you can get a couple dark marks to be able to then use them to get this. And hopefully they give us Hungarian Horntails. I would like at least 2 out of 3 of my 3, but again, like I said, not holding my breath on that. Return 3 Hagrid's Huts from Dark Chambers to get you a Witch Sharpening Potion. So again, Dark 1 or higher. So as long as you just win the chamber, win the Dark 1, Dark 2, 3, 4, 5. If you win, you're going to get a Hagrid's Hut, and it's going to count 1 towards the 3 you need to get this Witch Sharpening Potion. Defeat 6 Welsh Greens and 6 Chinese Fireballs. It's going to get you some Extimulus and some healing potions that you could then use against those adversaries potentially. That's really the only time I use those, like I said. It is interesting to pick those 2 and not the Antipodean or the Peruvian. They're not mentioned in here. So it just focuses in on getting those 2, at least 6 of each of those. I'm guessing the spawns will be enough over those days that I would see these 6 over the course of this 3-day event. Use 7 potions in adversary encounters. It'll get you a silver key. So nice. I'm getting at least 1 silver key out of this, and I can put that into a portmanteau to get some more of the dragon eggs. 7 potions. It can be any type. And in adversary chains, I don't mind when they give us this task because I use potions anyway, especially the Hungarian Horntail. I'm going to end up using Witch Sharpening for sure. Probably healing potion sometime when it nails me 5 times in a row and I don't want to die. That type of thing, but it can be in the chain anyway. So it could even be against the guards. Not that I use potions against the guards, but if one happened to get some lucky hits on me, I might use a healing potion. I have like 60 or 70. Those are definitely a throwaway potion for me, and the fact they count towards this is fantastic. Not to mention, if you've done the Welsh Greens and the Chinese Fireballs, they gave you some potions there to potentially use if you don't have a lot on hand. Deal 27,500 damage to adversaries, which will be the whole chain really will count, but the dragons really were going to do the bulk of it. It gets you a defense against the Dark Art Book, which for me, again, is the whole purpose of this event for me, is to rack up some more of those to unlock that node and get better against lethal adversaries. Earn 1,750 challenge experience from either Wizarding Challenges or from Adversary Chains. Again, I've mentioned this before in other videos. Adversary Chains do get you some, but it's a very small amount. Keep in mind, Barufios can't double this. This is challenge. But fortresses give a lot more, and during this event, they're giving you bonus challenge experience. So fortresses are going to be the way to go, especially you have to go into 3 dark chambers anyway to get those Hagrids. Those 3 should get you a decent chunk of challenge experience just from completing them. So the 1,750, you'll probably have to run a couple more. You can go lower and do lower chambers. Just use old Brilliant Runestones and just run them over and over. They give you small chunks, but it uses less energy, and you can kind of burn through those, and you don't feel like you're wasting runestones if you're just throwing away old Brilliants anyway. And lastly, return 18 artifact fragments from the ancient Hungarian Horntail chain, meaning each guard gives you a fragment. So you fight the first guard, you get a fragment. Fight the second guard, get a fragment. Defeat the ancient Hungarian Horntail, you get a fragment and then a bonus fragment. So every chain's going to get you 4. So really, I would say you need to go through 5 chains. If you complete 5 Hungarian Horntails, that's actually going to get you 20 fragments. You only need 18, which means if you end up losing to the ancient Hungarian Horntail, or you get all the way to the last one, you could actually go through 2 guards, get 2 fragments, back out, go fight a different adversary, a different Hungarian Horntail, and then go through those 2 guards and then back out too. You don't actually have to make it through the Hungarian Horntail. You could just go through the guards if it's something you struggle with. And eventually go ahead and get the 18 fragments to get that defense against the Dark Arts Book. If you do manage to get through all those tasks, you are going to get 5 defense against the Dark Arts Books, some spell energy, some gold, and some wizarding experience. Again, for me, it's those 5 defense against the Dark Arts Books that I really want. Once you complete the first set of tasks, you will get a second set of tasks that pops open for you, starting out here with defeat 30 Dragon Oddities. It gets you one of the red spell books. And these are the Dragon Oddities. These are the Welsh Green, the Chinese Fireball, the Antipodean Opal Eye, and the Peruvian Viper Tooth. Now, keep in mind, anything you've done up to this point isn't going to count for this. So even if you've done 30 up to this point, when you get to this step, you have to do 30 at that point. So certainly, if you have your eyes on completing these 3 things, you're going to want to get to it early. in the event itself, so you're going to want to finish the first set of tasks quicker so that you can get to this and have more time to actually get all this done. Unlock 1 Dragon Egg, Portman 2, it's going to get you 1 spell book. So again, this is putting the key in and actually walking it until it finishes its distance. So this isn't the actual opening of the port key. You unlock a Portman 2, which then produces a port key. And we've gone over this before, but it is odd that they use these two words instead of just having it kind of just be done and call it the same thing the whole time. But it is a Portman 2 until the point where it unlocks into a port key. But regardless, it just is pick up any of the 4 that are out there. It doesn't matter what color it is. And when you walk it and you've finished walking it, this task will be completed. And lastly, defeat the ancient Hungarian Horntail 4 times. In this case, you do need to make it all the way to the end of the ancient Hungarian Horntail chain. Beating the guards doesn't specifically matter, except you need to get past them to get to the Horntail. And then you actually have to defeat the Horntail 4 times, and that gets you 1 spellbook as well. And again, it doesn't matter how many you defeated up until this point during the event. When you get to this point in the event, it will then start to keep track of defeating 4 of them. Now, with my goal of trying to get a lot of defense against the Dark Arts books and fight him a lot, I would hope I would make it to here, and then even then I'd be wanting to hit more and more of them to get more defense against the Dark Arts books rewarded from those adversary chains. In addition to the fact that if you do beat those 3 tasks, you do get these bonus rewards right here. The first thing is Fearless Fighter. It's just a new title you get. You get 5 defense against the Dark Arts books. You're going to get 5 restricted section book, and then also some experience, some gold, and some spell energy. Speaking of newer players that either wouldn't have access to adversaries or potential fortress levels that you would need, like the Dark Chamber, they do actually have an event kind of happening simultaneous, which is the Spotlight event. It's a kind of a Brufio's event. It's for levels 4 through 14. So if you're not level 4, you certainly could play for just a little bit of time and you can advance yourself to level 4, and you're really not ready for this stuff anyway. But during the whole event time, those players leveled 4 through 14 will be able to have the Brufio's Brain Elixir brew time is reduced to 6 hours. If you use Master Notes on it, it reduces it by 50%, so you can brew it in 3 hours, which is pretty fast for Brufio's. And Brufio's effects, the doubling of experience, is actually 3 times. You're getting 3 times the experience instead. And all of this is just to help those players advance their level a lot quicker, so the next time an event comes up, they can be within that level range. They can get up into maybe the 20s or just get further along so that they can actually participate in events like this in the future. So if you can't do this event because you're lower level, just keep in mind you should probably go around and play. It's a good chance to get the dragons anyway. They'll be out there and they give pretty good experience, and with Brufio's giving you 3 times the experience, it's a really good chance to level up quickly. So I am looking forward to this event because it's a dragon event, and that's something that you can't get any other time except for the dragon in your particular region. And there's just a lot you can choose from for this event, especially not that you want to ignore the tasks, but I've definitely done events like this, not dragon events, but I've done events like this where I ignore the task completely. And if you're not really interested in the tasks and those rewards, those dragons are out there for bonus experience. If you haven't at level 60 yet, there's just a lot of emergency level foundables, so you're really going to get a lot of experience. And then in addition, the fortresses giving guaranteed fragments of Hagrid's hut if you need it. The other foundables from runestones, you can go to Forest 4 or higher, or like I said, go to Dark or higher to get the Hagrid's as well. So if you're needing family foundables from a bunch of stuff, it's a good time to run fortresses. A lot of people will be in them. And then lastly, my reason for doing it, defense against the Dark Arts books. The Hungarian Horntail will be out there doing the tasks. It's going to give me those as rewards anyway. The adversary chains are going to get them for me. It's unfortunate that we're not getting any edible dark marks awarded to us, so we can use more of those. I have a ton that I've saved because I really don't use them unless events like this make me do it. But this is a good time really to get any of that done, or all of it. It really depends what your level of participation is going to be for this event, depending on who you are. With that being said, I hope this helps you prepare for this event and kind of decide what you want to do with it. As always, thank you guys for watching this video, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Nox.